Welcome to this episode of Say It with Scott, where we look at how the words we use affect the lives we live. I'm Scott Sery. I'm a copywriter, and I'm a lover of how we can take a word here and there, tweak it just a little bit, and dramatically change the message that we're sending. This episode is brought to you by Strategic Advisor Board and by my company, Sery Content Development. Today we're going to look at how we can take a kind of blah message and turn it into something that really resonates with people. Now, I am going to totally butcher this because I haven't had the time to really sit down, and I don't want to script out these videos. I want them to be the information for information's sake, and so I'm going to not have really solid cadence in my speech here. So if you want to see something that's really good, go online and Google the JFK inaugural speech, the Ask Not speech, and then pay attention to the concepts that I'm going to talk about here. And you can also look at the We Choose to Go to the Moon speech. That one is also phenomenally well done. So whenever you're relaying information, you need to make it memorable so that people that hear it, people that read it, they understand it, and they're nodding along. They're like, yeah, this is good. Oh, I understand. I get it. I want to take action. That doesn't generally happen if you have choppy little sentences that are difficult to read and difficult to process. And they don't just kind of flow. There's a big reason that poetry has been around for eons, and it continues to be a very artistic way of expressing yourself. And it's one of the whole reasons that 99% of songs out there rhyme various lines. They don't rhyme every line, but most of the lines rhyme. So when you're writing, you need to give this ebb and flow, this give and take, this cadence that creates this story, but it's also memorable to read. A couple examples from John F. Kennedy. He does a great job when in his inaugural speech, he talks about different things. He goes through a lot of things, don't be afraid type stuff. And he says something along the lines of, let's see if I can remember this quote, "Let us not negotiate with fear, but let us not fear to negotiate." And later on he says, obviously, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. And then he expands that out to the world. My citizens and fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America can do for you, but what you can do for the advancement of the freedom of mankind. Later on in the We Choose to Go to the Moon speech, we choose to go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is hard. And he gives this give and take, this cadence that goes along with the speech that riles people up, but it also creates a non-controversial view. You can't really argue that, I shouldn't ask what America's doing for me, but you can't argue against we need to do what we can for the advancement of the freedom of mankind. So when you're creating copy, when you're writing, try to put in this give and take that people have trouble arguing with. Let's say you're an accountant and you don't want to say, we offer the lowest rates for accounting fees ever. You want to say something more along the lines of, it's not about the rates the accountant charges, it's about the deductions and credits they get for you. If you're a copywriter, you don't want to say something like, let me create words for you because I'm good at writing and you're not. You want to say something more along the lines of, don't waste your time creating copy that falls short, but hire a professional that brings in more clients and enhances your business. Let's say you're a personal injury lawyer. You don't want to say something like, it's not about spending money on an attorney, but it's about getting justice for the accident that happened to you. It's no fault of your own. So you can kind of go through, look at your own business, figure these out. If you need some help, I'm just a click away. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Say It with Scott. I hope you found something informational and educational you can apply to your own business. As I just mentioned, my link is in the description below. Reach out if you're struggling with it or you want someone just to do it for you. Before you go, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That way you get notifications every time Strategic Advisor Board posts great new content.